Madden Football brings you the divisional round of the NFL playoffs, and it's brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Lions and the Commanders on Sunday night.
We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Just ahead, we'll decide the second entrant to next week's NFC title game. And we've got a great one in store, as it'll be the Detroit Lions taking on the Washington Commanders. Hello, everyone. As the postseason continues here on EA Sports, we're pleased to bring it to you. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And who has the edge here? You got one side that had some extra rest, but another comes in off a win last week in the wild card round.
And it's funny, depending on which team you are, you say that that's an advantage. You'll take the rest, you'll take the week off, get your guys healed up a little bit and ready to go. But that team that's coming in off of a win last week, they're really excited to keep playing. They feel like they are hot and ready to go.
Who will punch the fourth and final ticket to the conference championship round? We'll know soon enough as we are underway here on a January afternoon. And he takes this near the 25, just a little past there, call it the 26. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. And a look here at their signal caller, the fifth-year quarterback.
And it wasn't really his best performance of the year in the wild. Last week, he just had the one touchdown pass, but he got the job done and his team advanced. For them to continue on to the championship round, though, he's going to need to take a few more chances with the ball downfield, push it a little bit more, and make sure his team into the end zone a few more times.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he put up a good fight, but he's going to be taken down behind the line of scrimmage.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And this will wind up a Lions first down as he gets it up past the 35.
And when you get into the divisional round of the playoffs, this is where having the ability to run the football is such an advantage. The defenses, they're generally going to be tougher the further you go along. So if you can get something established up front, it's going to give you a great chance to move on.
So that'll be no better than an incompletion, and that'll bring up second down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
And the Washington pressure gets to him, and he will go down. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
3rd and 19. Back to throw. Cobb. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Brought down by multiple defenders, and it's a loss of 12. They'll make that a second sack here on their first drive out defensively, and not to get ahead of ourselves, but they're on pace for double-digit sacks at this point.
But they're going to have to find a way to tamp that down, aren't they? So if you're the play caller, you're telling your quarterback maybe some screens, maybe some draws, hard count, use your voice inflection a little bit, anything to try and slow that pressure down.
And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And it's fielded at the 34. A good head-down running on the return gets about 15 yards. And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. So here are the Commanders making their way out. And they will be led out by their 6'4" quarterback.
And he and his team, beneficiaries of a first-round bye earned by a tremendous regular season. He'd been a little bit nicked up, so he could use the rest, and I'm sure his teammates felt the exact same way. But now it'll be interesting to watch their first few drives in this one, because sometimes getting the rest is great, but sometimes you accumulate a little bit of rust as well. Maybe they come out flat, and they can't afford that in the postseason.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a 1st down. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Morrison, and down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd down and 6 now.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. Looking to throw. Beach. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And it's going to be another 1st down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 19. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. Pretty solid opening drive here, Charles. They've worked in the run game, the pass game, just steadily getting yards, and now they've got it inside the red zone here with an opportunity.
And the only thing they don't have so far is points. But the way that they're moving the ball now, that shouldn't take much longer. And they've established a great balance so far. Running, passing, doing what they want on offense.
Here's 2nd and 3. They'll look to throw again. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Newman.
And the Commanders are going to be looking at first and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
And perhaps now close to the first points of this divisional round game as it's first and goal. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Dance into his... And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Taking it in from 4 yards out.
And the Commanders are on the board first here in this division round matchup.
Well, we knew they had the crowd on their side. Their defense has already made a stop, but now here's an opening drive touchdown.
Yeah, how about the defense making the stop, offense feeling their momentum that they've generated, and turning it into points on their side. So now you've got a team working together, and they've got the crowd involved, fully on their side in this ball game.
And in this playoff atmosphere, that 12th man means even more. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Detroit's offense ready to take over.
And for them, maybe a little carryover from last week's game. They got the win on the road in the wild card round, on the road here again in the divisional round, but they're hanging tough.
Hey, cue a little music, right? Well, on the road again. I mean, this has been kind of the mantra they're under right now, and they can't change it. The season dictated what would happen with them, right? They had to go on the road for the first round of the playoffs. They're on the road again, and sometimes teams get really comfortable with that. Not only the idea of going on the road and shocking the world, but just, hey, it's just us. We don't have to worry about outside distractions. It's just us. Let's go play.
It becomes that us against the world mentality, doesn't it?
And while it may be overplayed, in the media, it's real when it comes time to play ball.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down. I think defensively you're okay with that. You're in the first quarter. He's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch. Now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. So just a 3-yard return following a punt of 45.
And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. The Commanders going to retake the field for drive number 2. This could end up being a pretty big drive. I mean, look, yes, it's early in this game, but they scored the touchdown. They got the stop. And now if they could get in the end zone here again, CD, they could grab an early stranglehold on this one.
Yeah, they certainly can, and that's what you're looking for. Where's the advantage? Can you gain it? Can you press it? Now for them, finishing it off, because right now it's out there for them. They've just got to go seize it.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Morrison. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
They'll run on first down. Morrison.
Loose inside the 30. Inside the 10.
Touchdown, Washington. A great play there. 64 yards.
And the Commanders lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game. Another impressive drive, so they're 2 for 2, 2 touchdowns. Charles, a great start to this ball game for them.
And one of the words that's really worked its way into our lexicon is stacking. They've stacked momentum each time out, and not only on offense. Between those touchdowns, defense held, forced to punt to get the ball back, and they played awfully well in this one. Both sides playing at optimum level.
Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
And Detroit getting set to go now. They trail here early in this division round game as they seek a spot in the NFC title bout. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line.
From the 33, here's a 2nd and 4.
They run it with James. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
From the gun on 3rd down. Cobb, quick hitter here, it's complete.
And he is going to have the Lions 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, you can absolutely feel the thought process there. They just gave up the touchdown. So in the huddle, they're telling each other, you don't want to give it back now on a 3-and-out. Nice job of making sure that they wouldn't, and they pick up the 1st down.
And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Operating from the gun. Cobb.
He'll find Metcalf.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. On the ground, it's James.
And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
One advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
4th down, Ryan Stonehouse on the punt.
And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted. It's spotted at the 14-yard line. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. He finds his man, complete. That's Newman. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Off the play fake. Beach. He finds his man, complete. That's Porter. No gain on the play. And it's 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly.
Ball start, offense.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Off play action. Beach. Oh, he's got a man wide open. Complete. Touchdown, Washington. A big play there. 72 yards.
And the Commanders continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. Boy, still in the 1st quarter, and look out. I mean, they are on pace for over 80 points in this game. I don't know that they'll get there, CD, but this has been impressive to watch so far.
That certainly would be history in the making, wouldn't it, partner? I'm glad we're here to actually watch and see if it actually happens, although, like you, I have my doubts, but they are firmly in control of this game.
Extra point right down the middle, and it's now 21-0.
So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the 1st as they kick this one away. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on 1st down. Will go down as a gain of 6, and that'll make it 2nd down. 21-0 our score after 1. The Lions with the football here to begin the second quarter. This 2nd and 4. As they've got it as we resume action. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. 2nd and 4. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's James. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. From the 34-yard line, here's 2nd down and 5. Back to throw. Cobb firing quickly here, and that's complete. 2 catches now in this divisional round matchup. That one, a 1st down. Looking to throw. Cobb keeps himself up. And a big loss here as he's taken down. And now after that sack, we'll pause here a moment because someone was shaken up on that play. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. Back to throw. Crowder. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. They wind up getting 16, but even that's not quite enough. It's 4th down.
And that big gain may just change the thought process here on 4th down. I think in the red zone, they might now consider going for it on 4th down.
Gets it out quickly here to the left flat. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. So this drive going to continue following the conversion on 4th. Here's 1st and 10. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's 2nd down. Looking to throw. Crowder. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
Oh, they were so close. That close to their first points of the game. Just needed to hang on just a second longer. But he couldn't complete the process of the catch through the jostling from the defender.
A throw left sideline falls incomplete. Strong coverage by Washington. And now 4th down.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on 3rd down.
And his kick here is good. And the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18. So they do come up with their first points of the game. But, Charles, the question is going to shift to their defense.
Yeah, the way things have gone, 3 points could become insignificant fast if this grows to 28-3 or 35-3. They need this defense to come up with a stop, and they need to do it now.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. He's already cruised past the 100-yard mark. We haven't even gone away for halftime yet.
He might not want halftime. All right, why cool off?
Keep everybody here.
Let's stay out on the field and keep going. But all that being said, everything is really working well for them. The play calling's been excellent. The blocking's been terrific. And obviously his vision and legs have hurdled him to this big number so far. We could be seeing something really special here.
And we'll see how much they give him the ball here. Back to throw. Beach. He finds his man. Complete. It's Morrison.
And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Operating from the gun. Beach. He finds his man. Complete. That's Simmons. It'll be a gain of 5. And that'll bring up 4th down.
That pattern and scheme was well defensed on 3rd down. He tried to just sprint from one side of the field to the other, and they got it to him quickly. But no chance at yards after the catch there, and they stop him short.
And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt, and the Lions will take over.
Detroit's offense ready to take over. They trail early on the road in the playoffs. Not a great combination as they've got it 1st and 10.
Throwing to start the drive. Crowder.
A little short pass here taken in by Laporta.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up.
The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
Second and 2.
To the right side and complete to Metcalf.
2 catches now in this divisional round matchup. That one, a 1st down.
A gain of 7. 1st down, Lions.
James. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line.
So from just across the midfield stripe, here's 2nd and 9.
Operating from the gun. Crowder.
Oh, the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down.
They'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's 3rd down.
Well, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this 1st half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
This offense so far on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 17. Operating from the gun. Crowder. Under pressure, they got him again.
Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ball game. Here's Ryan Stonehouse now,
as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And this will be taken at the 13. And some strong running.
A good kick that time, but also a pretty good 15-yard return.
And out will come the offense as they take over.
Now we get another look at Washington on offense. And these guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
He finds his man complete. It's Rhodes. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. Big yardage after the catch. That one winds up going for 36.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, if only they were all this easy, because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw.
A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
That was well played, but that was also an example of a corner who understands his coverage, realized he had support behind him, and could be a little more aggressive in the shorter zone, and did exactly that, knocking that pass away.
He finds his man complete. It's Morrison. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw.
That is caught. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Everything's going right here in this first half, and they've got a good lead, and part of that can be attributed to their success on third downs. This is another conversion here, and they can look to really open things up now with this 1st and goal.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. He's going to handle it on the touch pass. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And he is going to lose yardage here. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down. 2nd quarter action, 2 minutes to go on divisional round weekend. A chance to really put this game out of reach. Here's 3rd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Commanders are able to add on to their first half lead. Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. And they open the lead up now to 25 points. So that drive goes 8 plays. And it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. And able to get this out to the 25. So out now come the Lions. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. Looking right side, and it's intercepted. Now he's free at the 35. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. Well, stating the obvious, this is going to be one that the rookie quarterback is going to want to forget pretty quickly.
And what quarterback has not gone through this in their rookie year?
Yeah, they all have. I guess it's cliche, but these are the ones you hope to grow from, right?
It's just part of life on the road in the NFL. He has to learn from it and grow.
The Commanders back out late in this first half. And now following that turnover, they've got an opportunity here to try to cash in with good field position before intermission. Throwing to start the drive. Beach. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. Now it's 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Beach. And he's got his man in stride. Complete. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. They need 2. Here's 3rd down. Operating from the gun. Beach. He's got his target. That's complete. The Commanders going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Back to throw again. And a quick throw here that's complete.
That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5.
And we've seen him have success earlier on with the ball in his hands because he is a get it in space and make a play kind of a receiver. But that time, they closed on him quickly.
And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. A great play there. Saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game.
And the Commanders will extend their lead here just before halftime. So his big first half continues, his 3rd touchdown already. We'll have to keep watch as this game goes along, how much they want to continue to ride him, because he could be on his way to a record-setting performance.
Point after, right down the middle. And the route is on here in this first half. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run.
So time enough for a kickoff here. 5 seconds remaining in this first half. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
The final second ticks by, and that's going to do it for the first half of play. So we've come upon halftime here in this NFC Divisional Round matchup. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
We'll get our tour started out at Venerable Soldier Field in Chicago, where it was the visiting Panthers who were able to come in and get one on the road. The Panthers needed a big win, and they got it, as the victory gives them a final mark of 11-6 on the year. The highlights from the first half, all one-sided. This one got out of hand early, and now you have to wonder how these teams will approach this second half, because this one's already close to being in the bag if it's not already.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. A trip to the NFC title game hanging in the balance. Second half action back underway. The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
And they got to be pleased with this. He brings it all the way up to the 40-yard line. The Commanders' offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And as we roll through some of the highlights, we see how crucial he's been to their success in this one. When he's in this type of a groove and his offensive linemen are creating running lanes for him, he can really put on a show, and he's done so here. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And they're in the position they expected to be in. They've got the lead, home crowd behind them, and they're looking toward making that next step in these playoffs.
And I think a key for them is to put together some good, long, extended drives. Work the run in a little more with that big offensive line. I'm not saying get away from throwing the football. That's still working. But if they run it more effectively, they may get even bigger plays in the passing game. Pressure can come from all over when you're plotting a defensive strategy. On that particular play, it just came from the outside.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Back to throw. Beach. And he slings one that's incomplete.
And this drive is almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on first down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
That's to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete.
And that is exactly what you needed defensively. It's a long road back from here, but that's a good start to the second half as they force a punting situation and a 4th down.
His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. It'll be a net of 40 yards there following a 43-yard punt. 3-yard return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
The Lions offense, they get ready to head back onto the field.
And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down.
across midfield, and finally down at the 36-yard line. 62 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. From Commanders territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 36.
Looking to throw. Croder. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Crowder. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. And they'll send the tight end in motion.
Back to throw. Croder. Had his hands on it, but dropped it. The rookie making a little bit of a rookie mistake. 3rd down. Operating from the gun. Crowder. And he comes back with one complete.
And he'll be stopped here well short of the 1st down at the 24-yard line.
They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on 4th.
Now the Lions, they send out the field goal unit here. He connected on his first, this from 41. And his kick is good. And that will knock this down to still a very large 29-point deficit. I'm kind of surprised by that they kicked the field goal. I guess you get some points, but this deficit 3rd quarter, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. When you're down that much, kicking a field goal, does it feel a little bit maybe waving the white flag and just want to get out of here? Yeah, I think you got to go ahead and try and get some bigger points on the board.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Commanders' offense set to take over. And they have made this look easy. I mean, there's not supposed to be anything easy about the NFL playoffs, but this lead, yes, they're at home, but this has been impressive.
And we hear all the time when upsets happen, teams go on the road, that maybe home field advantage isn't all it's cracked up to be. But you and I both know the reality is teams really fight hard to get it. Why? You don't ever have to change routine. Everything's familiar going into the game. It makes things easier, and that has paid off for them in a big way in this contest.
That's a good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line. 15 yards the pickup. 1st down, Washington.
And that's a great run, and this is where you've got a running back who feels like he needs to take over this football game. You're in the 2nd half. You've got the lead. You're looking at moving on to the conference championship, and he's got to be saying, just keep giving me the ball, and I'll get us home.
And good space to operate there as he takes this down inside the 35-yard line.
Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Rhodes. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our 2nd half blowout material.
Looking to throw. Beach. Touchdown! A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of the night.
And the Commanders have taken a 5-touchdown lead.
So, my man, another touchdown. They're looking like the #1 seed that they earned throughout the year. Looking pretty dominant right now.
We knew the road to the Super Bowl would run right through this stadium. Somebody's going to have to come in here and beat these guys. Good luck. I don't think it's happening this weekend.
No, definitely not this weekend. And for anyone else out there, bring your game.
Buyer beware.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter.
Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
Here's the Lion offense now as they get ready to take over. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. They'll try the left side. James.
And boy, this burgundy and gold defense charged up now. They stop him behind the line again.
They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up. Operating from the gun, Croder.
That ball caught by his rookie wideout.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. First catch for him in these playoffs. He was held without one last week, but he's got a first down on that effort. Off play action, Crowder. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 34. They run the counter. It's James.
And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down. 2nd down and 8.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's James.
And he's going to be stopped close to the first down marker at Washington's 12-yard line. It's 25. 70 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7.
1st and goal is right.
Back to throw. Croder. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. That's good for a gain of 6. 2nd and goal.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion and would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense...
Feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7. It's a big loss of 5 there on 2nd down to bring up 3rd and goal. Looking to throw. Crowder. He's got it. A gain of 5, but not enough. Leads to a 4th and goal.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. So his 3rd field goal of the ball game brings him a bit closer, but there's no question they need to start turning some of these 3s into 6s.
And 7s, and probably even 8s. You know, as a kicker, you just head out when you're called upon, so he's done his job. It's the rest of the offense that needs to get it in gear. They want to close this gap.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Commanders' offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
And they had the touchdown during the last drive, and I'm guessing that you like the balance they had on that last drive.
And I loved it. Forget liking it. Absolutely.
And that's caught inside the 30.
Big yardage that time for Washington.
47 yards.
Everything's been going right here in this one. This offense, they've been in complete control from the outset. And here's another big play. These kind of routes have been open all game long, and they continue to take advantage.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. Back to throw. Beach. And he's going to be taken down. Back around the 35-yard line. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack.
So a nice bounce back there defensively after giving up the big play.
Yeah, you can either get down on yourself or you can get motivated. And that time, they dropped him for a loss. So I would say that they got motivated and made the play.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Looking to throw. Beach over the middle, complete. It's Porter. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
And coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end. Let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. 1 quarter remains for a trip to the NFC title game. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal.
And he's in. Touchdown, Commanders.
Taking it in from a yard out.
And the Commanders are moving closer to a date now in the NFC Championship game as they're able to extend this 4th quarter lead. Well, they move the ball down the field through the air, Charles, and then finally they get the running game involved, and it works to perfection. Touchdown.
And, partner, I kept waiting for that running game to come into play, and they actually saved it until the very end. Touchdown goes on his stat sheet, but you and I both know, and he knows as well, his teammates airing it out made this a successful drive.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Another shot now for this Lions offense. Their hopes of advancing past this divisional round hanging by a thread, if that, as they begin here with a 1st and 10 on the wrong side of the scoreboard.
Throwing to start the drive. Croder, throw left side, complete. That's James. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Operating from the gun. Crowder, quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 90 yards receiving now for him in the ball game. It's a first down. Back to throw. Croder. Throw to St. Brown, complete on the left side. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
2nd down and 6 now from the 42.
Looking to throw. Crowder.
He'll go right back to St. Brown. And St. Brown going to have the Lions first down up near midfield, spotted at the 48.
Operating from the gun. Croder.
And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home.
That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack.
I think you saw the same thing that I did there, partner. Remember, he's their backup quarterback, so the last thing they need is to lose another one right here on the sack. Looks like he's going to be okay, though.
Yeah, he looked like he was favoring something in the left leg. Appears to be fine now, but you're right. That O-line, they got to protect him. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Back to throw. Crowder. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They tackle them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Bob had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line.
And Washington going to come back out here to take over offensively. And as we look back at how we got here, you'll notice a common theme in these highlights. A lot of yardage through the air. The passing game has been sharp right from the outset. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And it would appear that that first-round bye certainly helped. They've looked fresh from the start and no letdown here as they lead big in this divisional round, and they look to book a spot in the conference championship.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. They'll keep it on the ground. Morrison. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave them with a 3rd and about 4 more for first.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
From the gun on 3rd down. Beach. He finds his man complete. That's Newman.
And he's going to have a Commander's first down as he'll be marked down a yard or 2 past the marker following a gain of 6.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Up the middle they go. It's Morrison. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36.
163 yards rushing for him now in the ball game as he is trying to will his guys to the championship round next weekend.
Now a handoff up the middle. It's Morrison. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45.
They give him 16 yards there, and it's a Washington first down.
Brandon, unfortunately, I've been here before. They've had 2 opportunities to stop them, so this is demoralizing. They haven't gotten it done. Now you're calling all your blitzes, all your attack defenses, but you're not worried about playing your normal position. You're going to take chances now.
Well, you said it. 2 third-down opportunities to get off the field. Couldn't do it, and the clock continues to roll. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
Brendan, every great running backs coach that I've talked with has always talked about when you have great vision, you're not consciously thinking about your cuts and your moves. You're just doing them. And I think that's what we're seeing tonight. He's about run them into submission, hasn't he?
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was just going to use that phrase. He has run them into submission.
Wave the white.
And he takes it in for a Commanders touchdown.
25 yards for the touchdown.
And the Commanders continue to run up the score. They lead it big here in the 4th. When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
And Detroit getting set to go now.
We said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
It'll be a loss of 10, and it'll bring up second.
Partner, my vocabulary isn't that great, but to me, there's only one word that fits this front seven today, and that's dominant. 4 and 5 sacks is already rare in one game. Getting to more than 6 in one contest while winning by this many points, an absolutely astounding effort by every player involved.
Looking to throw. Croner. Open man right side is St. Brown. They'll give him 4 yards there. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. They'll send a receiver here in motion right. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that'll be caught by St. Brown. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that's going to make it 4th down.
Here's Ryan Stonehouse now,
as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. Fielded just inside the 20. A good return there, 17 yards.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. And this one not officially in the bag, but it's looking more and more like you and I are going to be in these same seats next week for a game to go to the Super Bowl.
Man, it's contrary to our meeting with the visitors, wasn't it? Remember when we went over to their hotel before the game, and one of the themes they kept hitting us with was, let's put the pressure on the #1 seed and see if they can handle it. Let's do that. Well, they're the #1 seed for a reason. Best team all year long. They're showing it again in this game.
They'll keep it on the ground. Morrison.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Wow, 213 yards rushing for him now as he's toted it 21 times.
On 1st down, it's Morrison. And he's going to get it across the midfield stripe into Lion territory. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Up the middle they go. It's Morrison, and he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve to roll up their sleeves and show up their biceps because they're doing exactly what you just described, manhandling the defensive front. They've got the leverage, they're powering through, and they're controlling this game.
And they're moving on to the conference championship. How about this?
What a tremendous feeling to get to the game that can get you to the Super Bowl. A fantastic season. Unfortunately, for the other team, a tough way for it to end.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. With that, we say good night, everybody.